Hey guys, sorry for the delay. Am I coming through on audio all right? Let me check. It's a little bit tricky. Let me try this out. All right, yep, looks like it's working. Cool. Yeah, the camera's right there. I gotta remember that. That's always the trick, right? So camera's right there. Let me won't be there for long though, because I'm gonna zoom it in on the reason people are here. Sorry. Let me see if I can get this arranged. Let's all right, there we go. How's that? That's ideal. Let's try that. Yeah, we can make that work. So I had some Pokemon cards I also submitted beforehand, but let's be honest, y'all aren't here for that. Get this set up. How's the audio quality? Can you hear me okay? Says I've got 3 viewers, so hope y'all are having a great night. As it says in the text, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Star Wars CCG graded group on Facebook if you haven't already. It's a great source for content regarding graded cards and all that. I recently got about 300 cards back from PSA, so been looking forward to this for a while. I actually submitted them back in October of 2020, and you know how much things have changed since then, right? It's hard to believe it's been over a year since then, and yeah, I don't know. The world's a different place, for better and for worse. But for today, again, while you're here, we got some Star Wars cards coming up. So a little bit about this submission. I've submitted some Star Wars cards in the past. This one had a lot of the cards I didn't submit the first time, so I'm expecting to have a few more lower grades here. For example, last time I submitted, meaning the last return I got back a few months ago, I submitted the cards I thought had good shots at PSA 9 or 10s, and this time I submitted some that had, I thought I could get 8s, just because I wanted to get more graded cards out there. At the time, it was kind of risky, because again, it's $10 per card to grade them. But with how grading kind of shut down and all that sort of stuff, maybe it paid out, pretty well. I'm not sure. Again, just showing kind of what happened here. I actually bought some Pokemon fossil Japanese cards with the goal of opening them, submitting the holos and flipping them. Now, since they were loose boosters, they were probably searched to get all the like Mews and Dragonites and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of funny. At my previous place of employment, I actually gave a few probably mint or gem mint Mews out from Japanese fossil before the pandemic. So, hopefully those are doing pretty well with their current owners. Anyways, let me get these out of the way. These Pokemon cards. These will probably be on eBay within the next month or two and get some Star Wars cards rolling. So got a decent amount of content here. Again, I had about 359 cards in the submission, apparently. I only remember about 357. Oh, yeah. But I can't even find the card. Oh, yeah, here we go. There was one card that didn't make the cut. It was Luke Skywalker Rebel Scout due to recoloring. So, indeed, if you do look at the card closely, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera, but the edges are suspiciously, they look pretty solid as far as no white appears. But if you look really closely, and again, you probably can't see it on the camera, but you can kind of see along the very edge. Yeah, you can kind of see it in the light there. You definitely can see Sharpie. I probably didn't pay as much attention to these as I should have when I was submitting them. Apparently. I am expecting to get some lower grades in the submissions, so we can be there for both the highs and the lows. Anyhow, let's get started. All right, so how should we do this? Because on one hand, oh, by the way, I should mention I haven't looked at any of these grades yet. Maybe a couple of them, but I tried not to look at them. I do want to do them kind of in order, though, just because, I feel like somehow that's better, even though it really doesn't make a difference, So yeah, this is one, I guess you'd call it a mini box that PSA sends, and they sent how many of these boxes? I think 9 plus somewhere around 20 of them. So I've got 20 boxes of this size. All right, so let's start off. I remember the first card I submitted was Endor Chewbacca of Kashyyyk. Is that right? Okay. Near mint to mint 8. That's the thing with these Endor foils is they really pop. The one thing you do have to watch is the edge wear on them, especially the dark side ones. Looking at the front, it's pretty good. Maybe a little bit of a kind of a, I don't even know what you call it. Sort of an imperfection there. And maybe some slight edge wear on the bottom. It honestly looks pretty good. Some cards are pretty easy to tell why they got dinged on the scores. Yeah, there's kind of like some odd shaping in that corner. Maybe that's kind of what did it in. But there's not much edge whitening on here. Pretty solid pick. All right. I think I got a few of those here. All right, this one got a 9. Again, that nice vibrant color that those Endor foils have. I believe in the jewelry industry, they'd call that like the fire. Is that what they call it? The fire of the gemstone. Hold on. Let me just send. I realized that here. Send this out. Just sending the links out in a couple places. Not really, how do I say it? Great about doing the whole social media thing. I either overdo it or I underdo it. There's no in between. Okay. So I guess I'll try to keep separate piles for the 8s, the 9s, and the 7s, and that sorts of thing. All right, one more. Here we go. This one got a 9 as well. I've heard that 10s are getting harder and harder to come by because of, I don't know if it's just conspiracy or if PSA is actually trying to cut down on how many 10s they give. So that'll be interesting to see this time if we get some 10s. Ooh, this one has a foil line too. Right through Chewie's head, although it's pretty subtle. It's right through, like the bottom of his head, like right where his chin is. And it is interesting that it's hard to see on camera. It is interesting that oh yeah, Jeff P. Yeah, no problem. This is a lot of fun. I like sharing the suspense with you guys. Again, I haven't really looked at these grades because I think that's more fun to do it that way. At least it's more fun for me. Oh no, another mint chewy. Yeah, some of these Endor foils are in surprisingly good condition. Because yeah, if you kind of look at them wrong, they start chipping around the edges, especially the dark side ones. These are lovely cards, really. From the late 90s. Started collecting them when I was, how old? How near mint 8? Not bad. It's got a little bit of, some cards sometimes have the sloped corners. I'm not sure if it means that the machine was getting dull or whatever. I can see a little bit of corner whitening down there. It's not bad though. Again, okay, Jeff P notes that the anecdotal story is that the new graders hired, who will mostly be doing the bulk sets, are really looking for flaws. Lots of people getting hit on the surface. I would totally believe that, especially for this submission. Again, I mentioned that I definitely wasn't as careful on this one as I was the previous time around. Like, JP tries to basically just submit. JP is the admin of the Star Wars CCG graded group, by the way. He's very meticulous at looking at his cards, and I have been meticulous in some of the other submissions, but this one, in fact, I know for some of the cards I submitted the ones that I didn't submit the first time around just because I thought there should be more graded cards in the market. So I know for some of them, especially the ones I graded last time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some that did not get good scores. And I think a lot of that had to do with the surface, actually. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Okay, near mint 8 on this one. Yeah, so the overall feel I'm getting from this submission, again, it's really early, but I'm feeling like they were a little bit harder just looking at the cards that are getting 8s and cards that are getting 9s. Because, there's a little bit, like the centering on this card is, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. But I do see, this card has some, it's hard to tell on the camera, but if you look at the left edge, you have some foil wear on it. So ooh, this one got a 7. Well, this will be fun. So what happened here? All right, so this is a near mint 7 chewy. Let's look and see what might have happened here. So the surface looks all right, pretty good as far as I can tell. No edge white on the front. It actually doesn't have much of that chipping on the left side that the last one had. Now let's look at the back. Maybe that'll tell a different story. Honestly, it's pretty hard for me to tell what kind of off. Is the centering off? Yeah, let's fucking go. That's right, man. I don't know why this one got a 7. I'm sure there's something there if you look at it like at the right angle. Maybe there's some surface wear or something in a corner, but it looks pretty darn good to me visually. So maybe they really did crank up the grading strictness. All right, so here's an near mint 8 again. Nice fire. We'll be jewelers tonight. Talk about the luster and the fire of the hollow on the card. Yeah, honestly, these look pretty darn good to me. If I went at them with a jeweler's loop like JP, oh, there we go. I see some wear on the top. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, right there. Okay, I can see that getting an 8. Yeah. Yeah, you go at it with a jeweler's loop like JP recommends in the Star Wars graded group on Facebook, and it might happen. Getting a lot of 8s this time around. Chewy of Kashyyyk. Got that edge wear on the left side again. that we've noted previously. Back looks pretty good. Oh, this is a fun one. Jabba's prize. Cameron notes, what card issues do you spot during Endor foils and normal foils? I have a sense Endor foils look better in general to the naked eye. I agree. They just really pop. To me, I've noticed the Endor foils have a lot of that edge wear, kind of like chipping almost, because of whatever the foiling process is seems to be different than the standard foils. Standard meaning reflections 1, 2, and 3 sets. And then maybe, they definitely curl a lot more than normal foils, but I don't think PSA really dings you for like foil curl. But yeah, great question. And this is a great card. And unfortunately, they did put it the right way. Yes. Mint 9, not bad. I asked them specifically to do this. I made sure that I asked them to put Han facing forward. This is good. I only have one of these, I'm pretty sure, in this submission. I'm gonna have to put a picture of this, send it to JP. So there we go. Just kind of put it here. Maybe this will be the cover photo for the Star Wars CCG group for some point in time, or maybe the YouTube channel, because it's just too solid. For those of you who maybe new to Star Wars CCG or maybe aren't too familiar with this card, it's a you can see it's Han Solo and Carbonite, and it's used as part of a objective, the Carbonite chamber testing objective. But looks absolutely amazing encased in there. And yeah, what I specifically asked PSA to do was to make the Han side facing forward, because technically the game text is on this side, so otherwise they might be wanting to put that forward, but this is the side people see when they buy things. And yeah, Cameron, I know HGA is pretty they're pretty good, but yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do that for you. You paid a little extra for that service. They did a great job on some of the other cards, but yeah, for whatever reason, Jabba's prize, they weren't feeling it on that one. All right, take bets. What do we think this is? So we're done with the Chewies. We've got our Jabba's prize. What am I thinking? General Solo. All right, more Endor foils. Must have just been starting off with Endor foils. Mint 9. Yep, got that nice Endor foil luster. Yeah, it's great. More General Solos, I assume. Okay, near Mint 8. Also nice and shiny. Maybe, yeah, there you go. A little bit of edge weight up there. It's not a lot, but apparently enough to knock it down to an 8. Again, the overall feeling I'm getting from this one is that it's a little bit more difficult to get a good grade than last time. Last time it seemed like 9 was kind of their default, whereas this one seems like 8 is their default. You have to kind of earn the 9, whereas last time you kind of had to like get knocked out of a 9 to get an 8. Ooh, this one got a 6. It's probably, oh yeah, there we go. How the hell did I miss this? Again, I mentioned I must have been hurrying, because you can see right there the binder dent on it. Right there, yep. Clear as can be. But again, I was probably in a hurry, because other than that, the card looks great. No edge white. Just a little binder dent there, so maybe someone will get a budget graded card at some point in time. Okay, Dark Side. I think I remember what card this is. And it's not necessarily a card people would think about grading, if it's the one I think it is. Hoth. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was going to be a different card. DVD lot spoil. Near Mint 8. I've actually found that this card is a very hard card to grade. I'm not sure why. I think the surface on these has some issues sometimes. Really, it looks like, as far as whitening, edge white's concerned, yeah, damage like that is an instant 6. You're right, Jeff P. Yeah, like, I found these, like, this card looks pretty good. There must be like surface wear or something, although I can't really get the light to show it. But yeah, like the edge and the corners look great on this card, but still somehow hold an 8. I really should have stuffed some more 20s in my grading certificate or grading submission. Okay, this one also got an 8. Again, this card, for whatever reason, I feel like is really hard to pull above an 8 in. Back looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way it is. Has 2-pack head, 2-pack. You know. Again, 8. It's the story of the 8s today. Yeah, they look pretty darn good. I just didn't get the right grader. 8. Really like this card. It's an iconic scene. And Empire Strikes Back. Iconic character. Nice. This one's a little bit offset to the left. Aha, here we go. Wampa. Mint 9. Hoth Limited Edition. I think I submitted a couple of these, actually. This is the card I thought it was going to be. Because I remember I submitted Wampas, and I was like, why am I submitting Wampas? Because I think they're R2s, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with that term, the Hoth set, as well as A New Hope and Premiere, had 2 different types of rarities, and R2s are the most common ones. So this isn't a particularly like ultra rare card, but I just submitted it because I thought it was kind of cool. Looks nice. It's popping out of the card, which is pretty. I don't think people did a lot of that sort of like full art and crazy art stuff back in the 90s, so that was always kind of cool. The creatures were popping out of their artwork. This one only got a near mint to mint 8 though for this Wampa. Not sure why. Again, sometimes you can tell pretty easily. Again, maybe you have to take out the jeweler's loop like JP said and go over the card with a fine tooth comb. Maybe some surface stuff. Yeah. All right, time for box number 2. Okay, let's keep at it. Wampa. Okay, another mint 9 Wampa. I always like those creature cards, even if they weren't very easy to use in the game itself. I dabbled a little bit in the game back in the day, meaning in the 90s, and I got back into it a little bit recently. I made a deck with some of the tournament deck lists from the Worlds Star Wars CCG 2021 Worlds decks, and with all the new virtual cards that the players committees put together. It's pretty fun. Played against some of the bots they have now on GEMP online. Kind of liked it, and it's also kind of nice because the cards don't overlap too much with the ones that collectors kind of enjoy. So, it's a win-win situation, I think, if you bring in collectors and they play the game, and there's more attention, that sort of thing. Ooh, all right. So now I've got my Obi-Wan Padawan winners. Lots of foil on this card, so I suspect these will be hard to grade well. This one got a near mint 8. Is that what you guys have found too? Like cards with a lot of foiling, there's just a lot of chance for, where to sneak in. Like I think this one has some horizontal lines on the foiling. This one also got a near mint 8. Yeah, it must be surface wear on the foil. That's probably what's doing it. Because again, the edges of these look pretty darn good. A little bit off center, but not terribly so. Near mint to mint 8 again. Cameron says, my best on that card is an SGC9, and I think it is a beautiful foil art card because of the huge foil background. Yeah, totally. It's really awesome looking, and it's hard to tell. Like, you kind of tell like this. Cam did a great job of listing some auctions the other day on eBay. In particular, I think there was a Han Solo from Reflections 1 PSA 9 that sold for over $300, and it's a great looking card. Yeah, these foil cards are really done very well. The thing I really like about them, in particular, you'll notice when I'm moving the camera, the foiling is actually not on the game text itself. So they did a great job of masking it to just certain areas of the card. So that really makes art pop on them. But it still looks nice because of the foiling. You're meant to mint 8. Yeah, they must really be cracking down. Like last time I was getting a bunch of 9s, and this time not so the case. But I can see, yeah, is that on the card itself? I think I see some foiling imperfections. I know some of that Magic the Gathering guys talk about that. Where those old foils, sometimes they start like oxidizing potentially, things like that. Mint 9. There we go. You're mint 8. Another near mint 8. Yeah, this is a hard card to grade so far. If this is any what's the word? Pattern that represents how these will grade in the future. Because these all look pretty darn good to the eye. I mean, they have little, like, again, it's hard to see on there, but they might have little raised areas on the foiling. Here, meant to mint 8 again. I mean, honestly, yeah, they look pretty darn good. Just goes to show you just how hard the 9s are to get. Oh, near mint 7. Went the wrong way. You're getting 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and then this one went the other direction. I do recall I actually threw one in, although I think it was the first one. What brought it down to a 7? I think it was the scratching. This one has more scratching on the foil. You might be able to see it in the camera. Yeah. Because I heard that, it's like one of those old wives' tales that if you like have if you throw a really bad one at the beginning, it'll make all the other ones seem good in comparison when you're mint 7. But that didn't seem to help me out too much here. I think, again, this was the surface, maybe. Like you guys are saying, it's going to be tough with foils because, yeah, even if you try to treat them well, it's just, you treat them well, but at the end of the day, they just are going to do their own thing, right? You're meant to mint 8. Can't fault. Well, they do look very nice. All right, dark side card. What do we got here? Ooh, Lord Maul. It's got Lord Mauls. So let's see if non-foils are easier to get good grades on. That's kind of the general thought because there's less, it's like easier for them not to get damaged. Mint 9. Mint 9. I think this is about a $20 card now. Is that right? $20 card raw. We got your mint to mint 8. Let's set this one apart. Probably gonna have to watch the surface. It's probably the surface because the centering's decent, the edges are good. Just it's probably something with the surface, which is very hard to tell once it's been encapsulated in carbonate. Mint 9. So that does seem to be holding. Again, many people have general observations that non-foil cards are easier to grade, and that from our unofficial tally tonight seems to be the case. Mint 9 again. Probably due to the surface. It's got to be what it is, right? Mint 8, near Mint 8. And Mint 9. No 10s yet. 10s are very difficult to get, so I hear. We'll see if we get any. I've gotten a submission before, actually, with no 10s in them. That'll get the, whatever that S German word is, flowing Schadenfreude? Is that what it's called? People will be like, yes, he got no 10s. But I will be sad. But it's okay. The sun will rise again. If I get a 10, I'll do a nice Gollum impression. How's that sound? I'll talk about it as my precious. Sound like a deal? Right, PSA? Yeah? You can hear me when you were grading this a few months ago? You're meant to Mint 8. Not bad. I think I sang quite a few of these. Near Mint 7. Okay, this one's not as good. I think again, yeah, you can definitely tell the surface wear on this one. Jar Jar, please. I don't know if I had a Jar Jar. I sent in an AI previously. I do hope that would be nice if I had a Jar Jar, though. That'd be hilarious. I think I need to wash my hands or something. I'm getting sweaty. Okay, what's this going to be? Lando Scoundrel. Mint 9. So this is one of the maintenance cards as shown down there. I think those only were in Reflections 3, which was the second to last set, I think, to come out. It was the last Reflection set, but yeah, way towards the end. Basically, you kind of pay a cost to keep them alive, but the cards were pretty overpowered for standard Star Wars CCG cards. Oh, Jar Jar, please, not Gollum. Oh. Yeah, that's right. I can't cross IPs here. Lord of the Rings is kind of the enemy, much to the chagrin of Matt Manning, who's got a great channel, by the way, that you guys can check out. He actually does some Star Wars CCG content. I forget his channel name. He just changed it recently. It was GLHF until recently, and then he just changed it. Lando Calrissian Scoundrel. Mint 9 again. Wish I could do a Jar Jar impression. Fortunately, his voice is a little bit more difficult. Mint 9. Yeah, I feel like any of these cards really, like, I mean, not any of them, but a lot of these this time, like, if they got a 10, I wouldn't be surprised, but they must be really, let's go. Oh, I definitely can't do that. Ain't no way. I'll sound like a prepubescent teenager. My voice will start cracking. Darth Vader with lightsaber. Nice looking card. Grade's all right. You're Mint 8. Look how that lightsaber pops when you go over it. See that? That's pretty nice. Like that. Love it. You're Mint 8 again. Make that lightsaber pop. Sound like Mario. Yeah, you're right. My Star Wars impressions are not on point. Ooh. Well, it's from the same set as Jar Jar would have been. I got R2, Brave Little Droid, alternate image, Mint 9. Not bad. A little bit off center, but not too bad. PSA doesn't seem to care about centering nearly as much as some of the other companies. Darth Sidious alternate image. I'm surprised this one got a near mint 8. Because if you look at the top of the card, it's actually got, can I make it apparent? It's got something funky going on up there. Mace Windu alternate image. Near mint 8. All right, guys, I will work on my Star Wars impersonations. Yeah, I feel like compared to last time, they basically just shifted everything down a grade. Flagship Executor, PSA 8. Nice looking card. I think I pulled this one pack fresh, if I recall. Whew, how the turntables have turned. Am I right, guys? This one's only got a 6. That was even worse. Oh yeah, this one got a dent in there. Yeah, this one got a big old dent. See, I told you guys. JP would be very upset with me. How would I submit something like this? Why would I do that? That's just silly. It's very easy to see. Well, hopefully in the last year and a half since I submitted this, I've gotten better at it. One would hope. Gold Squadron 1. I believe this is also pack fresh. I pulled this from a pack I purchased from, I don't remember who. Mint 9. Nice looking card. Again, I don't know what PSA wants. I mean, it's pretty damn good looking. And if this was pack fresh, like, what prayer did we have of getting PSA 10s? It's not like Pokemon where we have like, oh, by the way, Gold Squadron 1's the Millennium Falcon for those unfamiliar with the term, because I guess he was leading the Gold Squadron, which would be, what, Y-Wings? Is that right? But they went into the Death Star. I don't know. Were there any Y-Wings that went into the Death Star? I'm not entirely certain. Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand. So this is the non-foil, not the ultra-rare foil version. Mint 9. Solid. Okay, more Luke ultra-rare foils. This one actually has damn good centering. Where did I get this? It only got a mint 8, or near mint to mint 8. What a shame. This has got some damn good centering. I had a good centered Luke foil. So for those of you who are unaware of this, the Luke ultra rare foil in Reflections 1 is really notorious for being off-centered. Usually they're like way off to the left or way off to the right, and maybe off to the top or bottom as well. And this one's like dead on center, but unfortunately it only pulled an 8. Calling a 10 in exactly 3 cards. All right, Cam. I hope you're right. Okay, let's do this. Cam's adding some sizzle to the chat. Let's see what we got here. You're mint to mint 8. Luke ultra rare foil. I think the odds might be stacked against you, but if you're right, I am so pumped if I got a PSA 10 Luke Luke ultra rare foil. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't know if that's the 3-1, but oh, this one only got a 6. What happened? Oh, I think this one had a surface wear, and I submitted it because it was pretty well centered, and I just wanted a well-centered one. You can see the surface wear. Yeah, I think that's actually wear on the card, but again, centered Luke ultra rare foils are so hard to find. So I was just like, well, I'm going to submit this anyways. All right, Cam. Let's see if the force was with you. Oh, Cam, what'd you do to me? What'd you do? I should see, what did I do? I submitted a Daughter of Skywalker with a binder dent in it. So yeah, the force was definitely with you. It was just tainted by my misdoings. But it is a great looking card otherwise. Got that Endor fire. This card is fire. Maybe I'll put those all in a lot, like binder dent cards that are graded. Ooh, this one got a 9 though. Really nice looking. Fortunate that it doesn't really pop through the screen. Just how much these basically shine when the light's on them. I think as time goes on and more and more people get into collecting Star Wars CCG, I think those will really become more popular than they are right now, just because of how vibrant they are. When people see them at like card shows, it just kind of pop and get the next box. I mean, that's one of my dreams, right? Like one of them is that, they bring back the game and people can buy cards at Target, pop packs of Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. Wouldn't that be something? But if we can't get that, because that's kind of a pipe dream, it would be nice to have these at card conventions and that sort of thing. I think better pick up the pace, or I'm gonna be up all night, right? Maybe I'll have to make this like a 2-part video. That'll be the case. Daughter Skywalker 9. Really beautiful cards. They are. All right, Kim. Let me know if you feel anything else. Hopefully not tainted by my my own misdoings. Near meant to be 8. Just doing some quick rearranging over here. Another near mint to min 8. And yet another. Again, the edges look really fine, so it's probably that surface pulling some of them down. Min 9. Ooh, man, this is rough. Commander Luke Skywalker, EX5. Yeah, it's got a big old binder dent in there. What the heck was I doing? Because I would catch this, like I catch this all the time now. I must have just come a long way in the last year and a half. Like this is pretty obvious looking at it. Oh well, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? And to come for you? Is that Cops? Is that Cops? The TV show? Yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, this one's mint 9 though. So you have to go down to the depths of hell, which is EX5, in order to come up to mint 9. It's a really nice card. This one seems to have weird print quality issues sometimes too. Sometimes it looks really pixelated. This one looks really good. Maybe that's just my imagination. I don't know. Do you guys ever find that? Near mint to min 8. So just to show a distribution of what we've gotten so far. Ooh, that goes really high. So this is the 8s. It goes all the way up to the camera almost. Here's the 9s. Way down there. 2 7s, but 7s are definitely user error at that point. And then I got a few below 7s, but we won't talk about that. Ooh, 7. Again, what did I do? I think this one might be the texture of it. So I don't think it's surface wear, but this one has something weird with the texture on the surface of the card. It almost looks matte or something. Or not matte, but like it's like there's a pattern on there. It's really weird. So maybe they didn't like that either. They're like, all right, this one to the gulag with this one. You're meant to mint 8. I believe this is one of those cards that I intentionally submitted some that were probably not as high as I otherwise would have. Sorry, not being high. wouldn't have graded as high as I thought they would have, just to get, you know, more out there. And maybe that's what some of these 7s are, is me seeing my what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, here we go. That's what's going on in this one. There's a kind of like a nick on the bottom. My submissions that are not aligned with my highest self. We can call it that. All right, another mint 7. Man, I really fudging it on these ones, huh? I'm holding in the camera. My bad. Although this one I can't really tell. Oh, there we go. This one's got something funky going on in the corner there. You know, I just want to like go through a portal to 1.5 years ago and like slap myself in the face and be like, what the hell were you doing? You had a good thing going, kid. So my viewership is going away. My ooh, okay, Son of Skywalker 9. Not bad. I know Cam was going for a Son of Skywalker 10 on his Pack Fresh polls. So hopefully he gets one of those. Another Son of Skywalker 9. It's like one of the very few. I feel like that's the way it is with Dagobah. You either get like Feast or Famine in a pack. As far as like main characters go, like you do have the bounty hunters, although not Boba Fett, but you basically have like the bounty hunters, their ships. You got the big 3, which are Son of Skywalker, which is the loot guard, Yoda, and then Executor. And then other than that, you're just like, I don't know. Very interesting set. Kind of got a bad rep. Ooh, EX meant 6. Okay, I did screw something up. Yeah, okay, this one's got a little bit of a seriously, me? What the heck were you doing? This one's got like a hole punch in it. Seriously. What was I doing? You ever do that? Like you think back, you're like sitting up awake at night and you're thinking back of something you did like a few years ago and you're like, why was I such a moron? That is what this card feels like to me. Why would I even do that? I don't know. I have no idea. Ooh, Master Qui-Gon. Foil, Reflections 3, near mint 7. Jeff P notes that sounds like most of the earlier sets because the rarity situation, Feast or Famine. Yep. I've definitely had that sometimes where, you know, I open a whole box of Premiere. I actually had one whole box where I think I got no main characters in the entire damn box, which is 36 packs. If you did something like that nowadays, like no one would buy your product, but those were different times. Near mint 8 on this one, Master Qui-Gon. I feel like this card is somewhat overlooked because there is a Qui-Gon foil in the same set, which is the ultra rare version. So, you know, so like this one's just kind of, you know, gets the chopped liver treatment, which by the way goes great in beef bolognese sauce. Okay, mid 9. So we've got a 7, 8, 9. Does that mean the next one's a 10? Taking bets. If our first 10 was a foil, that would be pretty incredible. 10s are damn hard to get. All right, so this one's kind of a combination of 2 boxes because I pulled those Pokemon cards out. Let's see if I left any Pokemon cards in here on accident. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, near mint to mint 8. Rainbowy. Mint 9. Ooh, all right. So this card may not look like much, but it's a tournament foil, and it's one of the big 2, I'd say, because they're kind of the big 4 tournament foils. which are Corellian Corvette, Imperial class Star Destroyer, Qui-Gon with lightsaber, and Maul with lightsaber. And of those four, Corellian Corvette and Imperial class Star Destroyer are probably yet a cut above the other two in terms of cost and rarity. So this one pulled him at 9, and looks pretty damn good. It's a little bit off center, but I'm happy with that. Awesome. Happy to have that 9 energy for that one. And here is yet another one. Although this one has a foil line. You can see it going right through the middle of the card. But it also pulled him a Mint 9, so I don't know what PSA, like, I feel like they should do something about foil lines, but they don't. They don't care. Ooh. Okay, I feel like these are going to be rough because I remember these had some surface wear on them, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't show up on there. Some Padmes. Yeah, the edges look darn good. It's got to be the surface wear. I think these are going to be pretty rough, if I recall. These Padmes. You're meant to be an 8. Okay, not bad, but a foil line. Pretty striking one at that. That Vet 9's incredible. You like that? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm really happy. I suppose I should ham it up a little bit, act really excited on camera, but that just ain't me, man. But that was really incredible, man. That that Vet 8. Or sorry, 9. We've got some Imperial class Star Destroyers coming in the next submission. Okay, you're meant to an 8. Pretty good. Jar Jar. I already gave you my Jar Jar impression. I sound like I'm from Italy. And like not obese. He's probably not obese, just a little overweight. Just got a little bit of love handles, You're Mint 7. Yeah, these are rough. They look pretty good in the card, or the case rather. So, I'm not too upset with it as I might otherwise have thought. Maybe I'll look at it under some like specific angled light, but in the case, honestly, it looks pretty darn good. The case just makes the card look so nice. Something about it. They got the aesthetics down. Okay, what's this gonna be, like a mall? Okay, yeah. Yep. The memory came back. Mint 9. Mint 9. Nice. You're meant to Mint 8. This is the non-alternate image, right? Yep. The regular image. Mint 9. Sorry, I'm getting off camera. Yeah, Little Italy. I could do that. Italian impression. Ooh. Oh, that's horrible. Seriously, what was I doing? Maybe I wasn't doing so well, got that COVID depression going on during the time. Seriously, what the hell? What was I doing? Why? That's just horrible. That's just bad. Oh, do better next time. No soup for you. All right, Darth Maul, alternate image, Mint 9. What do you guys think of this image? Like, something about it always looked a little, I wouldn't say off, but it looks almost like he's like shiny. His head's like shiny. I don't know. Like, I kind of like the hooded one a little better. And Darth Maul Young Apprentice, of course, is amazing looking. The alternate image version there. Qui-Gon Jinn. You're meant to Mint 8. Huh? All right. Solid. Oh, all right. There we go. Here we go. Here's our first 10. Qui-Gon Jinn from Tatooine. Okay, what is it about this card that made it get a 10? I don't know. I can't tell. The centering's not even perfect. It's off to the right a little bit. PSA, you drive me batty sometimes. Why this one? I don't know. Bang, that's right, Cameron. That's right, Cam. I can't complain though. I mean, it's not bad. It definitely it's got no edge whitening. Surface looks good. Corners look good. Can't complain about getting 10s. I'll take it. I'll take it. Do the golem, right? Let's see how we do. Let me know if this is better. Precious. Was that good? Was that good? Let me know. I'll get some cards. PSA is 60-40 on the front center. Not many lightsabers in the top left. Not many lightsabers in the top left. You mean like the yeah, I guess it beat 60-40. That's pretty lax though in terms of how it looks, right? And then we going back down to reality. Oh man, this card's got centering on this one's rough. It's to the right and to the up. Isn't a good 10 card to get. Oh, I see. Not many lightsabers in the top left. Isn't a good 10 card to get. Ooh. Okay, these are cool looking. We're kind of getting card center until you can get them for $10. That and a loop are worth it. Yeah. I mean, so for this submission, I wasn't going for the perfect cards to submit. I was kind of just taking the shotgun approach. Like, well, do I think this might get an 8? And then if it thought it could get an 8, that's honestly my criteria for submitting. Although some of them, I seem to have fallen a few steps short of that by submitting cards that have actual damage to them. Because I mean, mistakes happen, but I probably did way too many more than I should have. I think I had like 1 or 2 cards in the last submission that had damage as opposed to this time. I don't know what the heck I was doing. Near mid 7. This is a hard card to grade, which is odd. Okay, I see some edge wear on there, or sorry, surface wear. Because I think it was Tarbox submitted one of these and got a near mint 8, and he thought, or sorry, near mint to mint 8, and he thought it was going to pull a pretty good grade. Yeah, it seems like just one of the cards that's difficult to grade. Yeah, it's a learning experience, that's for sure. The thing that's hard though is sometimes it seems like I do really well and sometimes I just don't, and it's hard to tell what kind of differentiates that. Okay, I mean, hard to imagine it was 2 years ago basically when $20 a pop was easy to do. Now it's so different. Yeah, it really has changed. Fortunately for CCG, Star Wars CCG rather, I feel like we're still not in danger of making like junk slabs or something because there's just not that much product out there, especially in mint condition. Jesus. Near mint 7 again. Looks pretty darn good. It must be that surface. Yeah. Some of these I was kind of just submitting what I had on hand. I think my thought process at the time was just I want to get these in slabs for some of the cards, but either way. Ooh, Luke with lightsaber 9. Sorry, camera. It is interesting that they chose to make his entire lightsaber foil as opposed to just having the handle be like the handle. That's one of those oddities I've noticed. I guess it kind of pops a bit, but now it's like he's holding a blade of like lightsaber light, which is kind of interesting. Might burn you. This one I got near mint 7. Looks pretty good though. Some of these 7s look pretty visually appealing, which I guess is nice because, you know, sometimes you can get 7s for like edge wear and corner wear and that sort of thing, and it wouldn't look good in a case, but at least these will still look pretty good. Near mint 8. Mint 9. Mint 9. Dagobah Executor. Was it HGA that was doing the sideways labels if you wanted them? That was kind of cool. Something with these sideways cards is just, yeah, kind of pops a little bit. Cam mentions that he's found a wide array of outcomes even with pack fresh EP mains. HGA, okay. Yeah, that was a cool post. Thanks for sharing. Boba Fett, near mint 8. That'd be cool to get a 10 Boba. I have my doubts on that, but one can hope. I think one of Cam's Bobas went for in the upper hundreds recently. Oh, there was only one Boba. That's kind of odd. Why did I just put one Boba in there? Oh, Yoda 9. Nice, not bad. Qui-Gon's lightsaber alternate image. Near mint 8. This is from Tatooine. Another near mint 8, Qui-Gon's lightsaber. This will be a lot of fun to flesh out the pop reports. R2D2, A New Hope Limited, mint 9. I seem to recall JP said he thought this card was easier to grade than Chewbacca, but I've actually found the opposite to be the case in my experience with R2's pulling. Sorry, yeah, Chewie's pulling higher grades than R2D2's. This one's also mint 9. R2D2. Is he an R2 because his name is R2? That just popped in my head for some reason because I always wondered why. Okay, near mint 8, Chewie. Chewbacca has a high PSA 10 rate on the pop report. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Like, although I say that and then I just get I pull near mint 8. Another near mint 8. So we're building in the base of the mountain here. Yeah, one thing about there's a New Hope mains. I think most of them are R2s, so it should be easier to pull them, right? Like if the card prices go up, people might just start box breaking a New Hope because, no respect, man. Ain't that the truth? I feel like that happens sometimes in life, right? You're just trying to go through life and you just don't get the respect you deserve. Chewbacca 9. Well, it seems like someone mined out all the 10s previously, actually including myself. I actually got a 10 on my very first submission to PSA. One of my cards was a Chewie I pulled as a kid, and I got a 10 on it. I think I actually sold it to someone for a very low price at the time because no one had any Star Wars cards really graded on the market. So I just kind of sold it for, I think it was less than $100, well less than $100 just to get it out there. So whoever got that's hopefully doing pretty well. Watto, Tatooine alternate image, near mint 8. That's another thing too, is it seems like right now the collector base who's buying, a lot of people buying the graded cards are kind of different than the people who've been collecting in the last couple of years because they will tend to gravitate towards the original trilogy cards as opposed to the episode 1 cards. Even the episode 1 cards are more scarce. So you'll find like the cards will have a lot higher multiplier on the raw value when they're graded as opposed to the episode 1 cards, which sometimes, maybe they'll even go for less than the raw cards sometimes, even in a high grade. So Watto 9 again. Okay, so Jeff's popped into the chat. Chewbacca has 5 10s, 3 9s, 3 8s, and 3 7 and lower. Well, we've just done a good job padding the non-10 scores, so you saw history being made there. Okay, Watto, near mint 8. Yeah. Yeah, the 10s have been hard to come by tonight. Ooh, Destroyer Droid. Now this one's got a foil line. Now this is a card that's gone up a lot in value recently, and I believe that's due primarily to players because I think it's useful in some of the decks. Like, is it a virtual deck? The one with yeah, it must be because it has like General Grievous in it. Insidious Prisoner or something like that. Anyways, this card's gotten really expensive recently. Ooh, this one's horrible. VGEX4. That's the worst I've gotten so far. Does this one have like water damage or something? Yeah, this one must just be like severely. Oh, you can kind of see it. Yeah, it's got like an actual dent in it. Yeah, was this one just like put their knee on that card? All right, well, I'll probably sell this on. Actually, I don't know if it's tournament legal. If it's got that kind of damage, it's probably not tournament legal, right? Maybe it is. I don't know. Someone can pop that bad boy out and slap it in their deck, get it at a discount. But I'm laughing because when you open Premier packs, which is what this came from, Cantina is kind of considered a trash rare. But I thought I'd grade it because I feel like general Star Wars fans might appreciate it, although I might have been better off if I used the light side card because you can probably see it better. Something thematically that Decipher did with dark side cards, they usually made, like if it was for the same location and there was a light side and a dark side version, they made the dark side one kind of shadowed and dark. So I'm going to see what happens there. Another Mint 9 Cantina. Got good grades on those as opposed to some of the Darth Vaders I've submitted from Premiere in the past. Ooh, Mace Windu Jedi Master. Deep Palace, Mint 9. Here, Mint 8 on this one. I'm not really noticing a pattern with episode 1 versus like I should say newer printed cards versus the older ones. Okay. Here is a Yoda foil, Year Mint 8. People seem to really like these Reflections 1 foils. Hopefully I get some 9s and 10s on these because, yeah, these are just really in-demand cards and for good reason. They look nice and popular characters, all that good stuff. Year Mint 8. My stack of 8s is growing to the sky, so I'm going to put some on the ground. Another 8. Nine. And another 9. This looks like we're unlikely to hit a 10 on these today. But that's okay. And an 8. Eights across the board. Now, are these going to be Boba foils? They are. And we started off with a Mint 9. I like where this is going. Boba Fett is really hot right now, as one might imagine, with the Book of Boba Fett show out there. Boba auctions just get a ton of views. They really do. Oh, Mint 9 again. Nice. Yeah, Boba Fett auctions get a ton of views, way more than even Darth Vader. Okay, so I'm pulled an 8. I think we'll go for maybe like, I don't know, what do you think? 30 more minutes, 45 minutes, and then maybe I'll make another version tomorrow so people can. 9 on this one. We're doing pretty well on these Boba Fett foils. That way some of the people who weren't able to make it tonight might be able to make it in person. 9. Yeah, we're doing pretty darn well on these. I mean, this is a great card to hit on because it's just, yeah. People love their Bobas. Boba Tea, Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett, I don't know. What do you guys think of the show itself? It's kind of, is over the top a good word? Were most of these pack fresh? How do you get most of the cards? So no, most of these were not pack fresh. I actually bought most of them probably off of eBay, if I have to be honest with myself. I do have some pack fresh ones towards the end of my submission, but this would just. So let me think of the math on this. Bad. Bad. Oh, you think the show's bad? Yeah. Sorry, it seems to be on a time delay for some reason tonight. Yeah, it's interesting. Like that whole. I guess I don't want to spoil it, but there's just some elements in there that kind of feel like they're out of like some 90s, like like a 90s TV show where it's just like way over the top. Cam loves the show so far. Yeah, I kind of like how they did the backstory with the Tusken Raiders, and I do like kind of the politics of it. Just there was a scene, particularly in the 3rd episode, and I was just playing, and I was like, this is just strange. I don't know. Like, yeah, if you've seen it, you might know what I'm talking about, but it just something about it. And then, I think in the 1st episode, there was kind of a fight scene, and I'm like, all right, this is kind of feels cheesy in some like really 90s way, if that makes sense. Like, it's just kind of over the top and lots of like, doing karate in the air and things like that. But yeah. All right, near mint 8. Mint 9. Yeah, I really went hard with the Boba Fetts here. Went ham. Near mint 8. Jeff says, feels like Coach Xena from the 90s all over. Says, Boba Fett's going to damage the appeal of the character in the long run. Such a mesh, that show. Yeah, so it sounds like it's got a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Divisive. It's kind of, making people's opinions very different all over the place. Sebulba, Tatooine alternate image, near mint 8. All right, well, you can clearly tell what card this is already. So these double-sided cards, of course, are objective cards, and often you flip them when you reach certain objectives, if you will. And when you flip them, sometimes you get some nice bonuses and all that sort of thing. Started in special edition, which is where this set is. What do we get here? Near mint 8. Hunt down, destroy the Jedi. So someone could be a baller and pull out this encased objective when they play to intimidate their opponents. Another special edition objective, mint 9. Dantooine base operations. I don't think this is really a playable card from what I understand. I don't think it actually works very well. I don't think it must see much play, but someone can try it. Through PO part showing Tatooine alternate image, not the shiny one, unfortunately. The ultra rare foil version of that card catches a pretty penny. Okay, Han Solo Premier Light Side, near mint 8. Why couldn't I get a 9 on this one? Like the oh, I see. It's got a little bit of edge white. I'm pretty sure this is a pack fresh. This Premier cards I'll get you. Premier. Such a rough set to grade. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padawan Learner. Tatooine light side. I think this is actually a mislabel slightly because this is actually the alternate image version. But you know, who's tracking it? Not PSA. Ugh. All right, Mark, what have you done? What have you done? What flaw did I overlook? Okay, I think I see it. I think there's like a line here, like where it was probably improperly put into a top loader. Yeah, I can kind of see it on a couple of the corners. Oliver says, imagine if they based the show on the bounty hunter who outsmarted Han and fooled Luke into following and take a pot shot at him. He sits on the show and all smarts, and Tusken Raiders all explored on the kind of a couple of scenes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They seem to be on a bent where they want to show that Boba's kind of changed his stripes after, you know, going through the Mandalorian and, you know, after his time with the Tusken Raiders, I get. So they're really pushing this, like, he's not based out of, like, ruling out of fear like Jabba was. And, you know, I guess he wants to be a good guy. And, I kind of like that story arc. I think they can do well. Hopefully they can wrap it up in the next 4 episodes. I think that's just my worry, if you will, that they've kind of spent a lot of time building up the background, and I hope they can, you know, push it through because they've looks like, and again, I don't know how much more they have to go on the background, but it's a little bit jarring at times with the transitioning between the current time and then the prehistory, if you will. So here we got Ara Singh, alternate image. How much of a role did she really play in the movies? I don't really recall her. Like, did she just kind of show up to like take pot shots at Anakin, or did she even do anything? Like, was this from the actual movie? I don't even remember. I don't remember her in the movie. Princess Organa, Special Edition, near Mint 8. It looks pretty darn good. Yeah. And here's a non-alternate image words are hard. Non-alternate image artist thing. Near Mint 8. Done well. Jeff mentions, I don't mind the direction they went with him, but they can't seem to handle the nonlinear story, and jumping back and forth is jarring. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. Because, yeah, I think if they did like a couple episodes on the, you know, backstory or just, yeah, I don't know, something about it. It's just difficult with the pacing of it. Ooh, all right. Death Star foil. Dark Side. Remit 9. It's a really great looking card. I love it. Shiny Death Star. Take out your proton torpedoes. Ooh, Death Star throne room. 9. It's an iconic scene, right? Looks really badass. Oh yeah, I was agreeing with me. Yeah, sorry, the stream is delayed a little bit, so I'm yeah, I might be a little bit delayed. Oliver mentions the show also has really rubbery, sloppy production values. Star Wars, prestigious quality of production design, clunky dialogue, costs, cast, amazing chemistry. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like they haven't. Oh, there we go. There's a Pokemon card in here. How many Pokemon cards do I have? I have a few. Oh, I have a couple of them. All right. Well, let's see what we got here. I knew I wasn't going to get a good grade. I was just sending them because at the time Pokemon was really hot, and I was just like, well, I should just get everything slabbed because why not, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this card was in horrible shape. Yeah, it's even got a binder dent there or something. Yeah, it even got surface scratches on this. I was never expecting this to get a good grade. I just was trying to get it in there to sell it because Pokemon people love these graded cards. But now it will just serve as fodder to get the one true game out there, which is Star Wars. Tomtel Screech. You're meant 8. Oh, darn it. You know what I forgot to do on this card? So I don't know if you can see it, but it has this gunk on the back of it. So this is probably a pack fresh card. So what I really should do is open this case up and clean this bad boy up, because the this isn't actually surface wear on here. It's just like residue. I don't know what it is with those Reflections 1 cards, but they sometimes have this residue on the surface. You can just take it off with a microfiber towel if you ever see that, and it'll look a lot better. And I did not do that. Is that on this card too? Nope. Gold Squadron Run, Death Star 2. Nice image of the Falcon zooming through the to the Death Star reactor core. I feel like it's a really nice looking card. It just might be hard to make the value go up because people won't realize it's the Millennium Falcon, because you kind of have to look really closely to tell, oh yeah, it's the Falcon there. Otherwise it just kind of looks like, well, you kind of notice these like corners. It just looks really busy, but I think it also looks nice. Another one, mint 9. Ooh, Darth Vader foil. You're mint 8. This will be an interesting card because people tend to like the foil versions of cards, but Premier Vader is a really iconic card as for collecting. And the ultra rare foil version, I think, is technically a lot rarer, but people may not realize that yet. You're mint 8 again. So it'll be interesting to see what people kind of price them at relative to one another, because people are really valuing that Premier Vader. I think Cam had an auction that went mint 8 for over $600 for a mint 9 Premier Vader. That's that, by the way. Oops. Sorry, I just get too excited sometimes, you know. Can't hold myself back. Just manhands everything. Back when I was in graduate school, I think we had a undergrad who we called Manhands because he would just like destroy everything. Anyways, I digress. That's me right now. Not Darth Vader. Hopefully that's not me right now. Although I'd have a badass suit of armor if that was me. Near mint 8 here. Do you think that would be worth it? Probably not. You know, getting your whole body burned and your legs and arm chopped off just getting a badass suit of armor. Probably not worth the trade, but you know, if you had to have that happen, it is pretty good. Pretty good way to do it. You're mint 8. The last time most of mine pulled 9s. This time they pulled 8s, and I guess that makes sense because I think I submitted some of the ones I didn't submit when I got the 9s to here, so that makes sense that these would be in general all less. So I guess that means I'm okay at choosing cards when I'm not being a total screwball and putting damaged ones in there. Jeff mentions limited Premier Vader equals the Black Lotus or first edition Charizard. I agree. Actually, yeah, like a lot of the Vaders have probably been lost or damaged or played or that sort of thing, because technically there were actually a decent number of them printed. I think if you go by Decipher's old website, there should have been around, according to them, 100,000 of them printed, but probably a lot of those have just been damaged or lost to the age of time. So yeah, we very well could see, like, especially a high grade Premier Vader, like it is very hard to pull 9s and it is extremely hard to pull a 10 on those. So if you get a PSA 10 Premier Vader, that thing could very well go into Black Lotus or first edition Charizard territory. I can see that happening quite easily. Oliver says Fett was described as a mercenary who wouldn't rule out supporting the rebels if he paid his price. Change of heart for his own show doesn't seem far-fetched to me. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and 9. Boom. Excellent. And another mint 9. This is just an awesome card. Jeff mentions it was just so iconic. It was the most powerful card until special edition. Yeah, is that when Choke Vader took over? Did we go with Choke Vader over? Oh, this one only got 7. I would say want, but I think that kind of got ruined when there was that whole immigrant thing, so I'm probably not allowed to say that anymore. Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's got some surface wear. That's what it is. Oliver mentions, I ordered a box of first edition Pokemon on release. Shop gave it to the wrong customer. I was sold on the name Pocket Monsters and headlines about kids getting seizures from the cartoon. That's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. Mara Jade, Emperor's Hand. Near Mint 8. Not bad. Woohoo! All right. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Reflections 3. Jedi Knight, Gem Mint 10. That's our second Gem Mint out of, I don't know how many cards we've gone through so far, but man, it's been pretty rough. Not going to lie. The PSA graders were looking over every nook and cranny on these cards. Not gonna want anything subpar through. I think one time they were trying to elect me to something in the student council that I didn't want to be on, and I told them I was gonna. This is for graduate school? Yeah, it was, because I told them I was gonna, go over their diplomas in excruciating detail and make sure that they were up to snuff. That was a joke. Anyways, I'm digressing. Nice. Gem Mint 10. Hoorah. Oliver says, I could grade my old Pokemon, but slabbing my Star Wars feels like locking them away. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm biased because I didn't really play it too much when I was younger. I was basically collecting them. So to me, this just feels like the natural progression of how they should be. They just look really nice, like in the slabs. Honestly, like, again, I'm biased. I never played with the game much, but yeah, I mean, for me, I like playing on Gem because it tells me what to do, and I need all the help I can get, all the hand holding, that sort of thing. Yeah, Mint 9, not bad, not bad. So for me, that works great. But yeah, I can probably empathize a little bit with you. If you used to play with these, yeah, it probably feels like, if that's what you're used to doing and you hold them, and now all of a sudden, instead of having like a deck, they're in these plastic, they've been encased in carbonite. That's a little bit odd, right? It's definitely, I mean, you can get like 60 of them, right? Just get your whole deck, put them all in cases, and then have like an assembly line. What's that called when you shuffle like that? You just do 60 card pickup with them. That'd be rough. Have scratched cases and all that. Okay, this one's upside down. That probably means, let's do this one first. It's an upside down Star Wars. That means it's like a Death Star, right? Yep. Near Mint 8. You can tell because it has the upside down Star Wars logo there. So it's probably like, one of a few cards. Anyways. Okay. Let's reveal Han, Chewie, and the Falcon. All right. These probably feel like I'm locking them away because these cards are actually good for gameplay. So there are some cards that overlap between players and collectors. And this is probably more of a player card if I had to guess, just because, it's one of those maintenance cards from Reflections 3. But yeah, I mean, it's got, I was going to say 3 iconic characters, but really Han and Chewie are the characters. Falcon's the ship. Yeah. Target the main generator. I guess it was purple, and I remember purple cards were kind of cool. Objective card. Looks cool. Yeah, I like it. Looks nice. One of the first cards I got a PSA 10 on was actually Commence Primary Ignition. I think I sold that to Tarbox, I think. Anyways. Oliver says, what kinds of print quality issues were known to pop into various Star Wars CCG sets? I almost recently got my first defensive seals, and also fake to me. Well, okay, defensive shields are from Reflections 3, so that's towards the very end. And yeah, they definitely had, who was it that was talking about this? I think when they went from, was it Hoth to Dagobah? Yeah, I think it was from Hoth to Dagobah. They made the cards all a lot more glossy. So from that point onward, they have almost a different feel to them if you're used to the cards from Premiere through Hoth, I believe. Those ones feel much more what's the word? They have less gloss on them, and they're very prone to surface wear. Jabba the Hutt. Min 9. So yeah, you can tell this card is like probably hard to tell on the camera, but you know, if you look at the surface from cards from Dagobah onwards, they just have a little bit more glare to them when you put them in the light. Of course, Premiere just has all sorts of weird printing errors and things like that. Like there's lots of edge wear coming out of the pack, corner wear, like printer dots. It's just a mess as far as print quality goes. The Emperor Reflections to Min 9. I feel like I might have submitted some of these that weren't very good condition, but we'll find out. Just what my memory is telling me. Near Mint 8. Was this an Emperor for those people who were like not able to afford Grand Moff Tarkin near Mint 8? For people who weren't able to afford what do you call it? Death Star 2 Emperor. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Okay, cool. Here is a Mint 9 Tarkin foil. It'd be interesting to see how Tarkin does as far as value goes, because he's kind of like, I feel like he's one of the more forgettable main characters, if that sounds right, because he's only in one of the movies. And he's not a humanoid character. So someone like Yoda or Boba Fett, they're really iconic because they look different. You know, they have a really unique look, whereas Tarkin is just, you know, he's a Imperial, you know, he's Peter Cushing, so he's a famous actor as well, but I feel like it's easier to overlook him for that reason. Mint 9. Yeah, and again, I like how they did the foiling on these cards, because you'll notice that only the parts of his jacket that are shining are the badges and the code cylinders and things like that. Like the shirt isn't hollow, so I really like what Decipher did there. Mint 8 on this one. As far as other print quality issues, like Mint 8 on this one. I spent a lot of Tarkins, huh? Reflections 1 foils were kind of funky looking in general as far as some print qualities. Like, again, I think I mentioned like some of them out of the pack, you almost have to wipe them down a little bit because they got like a layer of grime on them. It's kind of odd. I'm not sure how that happens, but yeah, you almost have to go over them with a microfiber cloth, or you end up like with that one Tomtail Screech that I had earlier that got dinged for the film on it. Mint 9. And yeah, these reflections foils are interesting because you can find a decent amount of them in, I'd say, near mint condition, but finding them in like gem mint condition is very difficult, in my opinion. You can find some of them on the marketplace and eBay from certain notorious sellers that I won't mention, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Princess Leia, near mint 8. But yeah, pulling them out of a pack, I think, is gem mint is going to be very difficult. So if you got a gem mint Reflections 1 foil, you could probably fetch a high price. Mint 9 on this one. Cloud City is one of those sets I feel like sometimes you get wonky print quality. I wouldn't say terrible, but like, again, I think it's easy to get like mint ones, but difficult to get gem mint because they come out of the pack looking funky lots of times. Funky meaning just like a little bit of error here and there. And a Calrissian. Might try and do a couple more. It's a little bit intimidating. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes left. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do those all tonight. So why don't I just do a couple more and call it good for today? I'll do another maybe tomorrow. Does that sound? How's that sound, guys? All right. I'm not what I once was. Ooh, all right, we're back to the Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Knights. Maybe I did something out of order. Losing my mojo, guys. I drank some coffee, but it's already, 10 o'clock here on the Pacific Coast? And 9. Props to you guys watching this from, East Coast of America or Europe or, other time zones. You guys are real troopers, I gotta say. You the real troopers. You the MVP. That's what I was going for. Chewy Enraged. Another maintenance card. Sorry. The camera maintenance card. You can see the little funky icons there. Use. What's this? End of turn. I think that's like you keep it in play and use 2 force, or you put it back in your deck and lose 1, or you lose it. Or yeah, this goes in your lost pile. So it's an interesting mechanic that led to a lot of game breaking cards. Ooh, only a 6 on this one. I'm gonna have to. What did I do here? What did I do? Can't see what I did here. Oh yeah, there's kind of a binder down in the corner here. What did I do? Mid 9. Lovely. Mid 9. Near mid 8. Ooh, all right. I got these. These are fun. Maul's double-bladed lightsabers. I think someone was asking me if I had graded any of these, and I had indeed. Yeah, I think as far as gameplay goes, they gave up the additional force drain in order to. Oh no, it doesn't. It may lose 1 force to add 2 to force drain where present. Interesting. So you can basically, okay, it's like one of those cards where you kind of damage yourself in order to damage them more. That's interesting. Because my memory was that you gave up something to have the 2 hits here instead of just 1. I don't know. But it's a cool looking card. And that's why I got some of them slabbed. Mid 9. Nine. Nine. And 9. All right. Another 10. Hey. Awesome. That's what I like to see. So we are now at 3 10s, and interestingly enough, they're all episode 1 cards. So for those of you that are familiar, this little icon on the card means it's episode 1. This icon means it comes with the Reflections 3 set. So all 3 of these cards are episode 1 cards. So I wonder if that means that we've got some fans of the Phantom Menace over at PSA. Last time I got a bunch of my Gem Knit 10s on Padme cards, so I'm thinking my grader must have a thing for Natalie Portman. I don't know. Mid 9, not bad. Yeah, I mean, because people have their biases, and some people like episode 1, and some people like Natalie Portman. You know, what are you gonna do? You're mid 8 on here. EX5. Oh. Gosh. It's so obvious when I'm looking at it now. I mean, maybe I've come a long way in terms of looking at cards. I think I really just wasn't that careful with this sub. Because I think I just was kind of like really tired when I submitted this. I don't know. You got me. What the hell was I doing? Again, this was back in the end of 2020, and I think I was kind of a wreck at that point in time because COVID was getting to me. Now here we are, a year and a half later, and COVID is still getting to me. So hopefully you all are doing all right. I'm sure you all doing fine. I'll get one more box. That's all over says Decipher deserves a lot for making Star Wars CCG graphic designs so easy to read. Lots of info without looking crowded. So many CCGs count, a lot more just abrasive to read text on. True that. I think one of the things these cards have going for them is a great eye appeal. All right, I'll call this the last one for the night. We'll save a little bit for a shorter video tomorrow. I think the other one will have more 10s because some of those were actually cards, sorry, that I pulled pack fresh. Most of these were ones that I bought, so they're like mercenary cards, you know. Near mint 8 on this one. Let's get everyone. I think all the permanent lightsabers lost the Force Drain bonus. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. Gem mint 10, Master Qui-Gon. Again, episode 1. Someone just really liked the Phantom Menace. Awesome. Big Phantom Menace fan here. All right. So we got mint 9 here. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right. Hope COVID's not getting you too bad. It's been pretty rough on myself, I know. Like, I don't know, just having your routine kind of mucked with and, you know, life upended and that sort of thing, you know. How we adapt and improvise as humankind, right? I mean, look, this is just okay. This person, I know I said my previous creator had a thing for Natalie Portman, but it seems like this creator has a thing for Qui-Gon. I mean, he does have gray hair. He does have that going for him. Man, never gonna complain about Gem Mint 10s. Love you, Qui-Gon. You're a guy. So Liam Neeson, that's the creator, right? Jeff P mentions that newer sets are going to be easier to grade. Yep, that seems to be playing out. Yeah, probably better print quality. You know, less time to get played with and that sort of thing. Oliver says, just remember, Lucas himself designed Natalie Portman's romantic dinner dress in episode 2. You. All right, George, George was being a dirty old man, wasn't he? I don't know. I don't even remember what her dinner dress looked like. But guess all the more for Anakin to make cringy quotes to her. Vordar Red, is that a... Should I block that? I guess I probably should, huh? All right. That's gone. But if you want to go there, feel free to go to their website. I'm not going to stop you. General Viewers, you're meant to eat. Maximilian Viewers. Not grading as well as Tarkin's. Getting a lot of 8s here. Eight on this one as well. Why they be hating on my boy Veers? I wonder how he did on was it Fatty's video? Okay, we got a 9 here. All right, so there's some hope on the most eligible bachelors of Star Wars CCG. I wonder, did Veers get knocked out already? That'd be a crying shame. Jeff P, yes. Lots of variations in print quality from set to set. I guess that's what I was getting at earlier. Yeah, like some sets JP would be a great person to ask on this because he's gone over these things like with a fine tooth comb. Oh, it's only got near mint 7. He's gone over these with like fine tooth comb, like forwards, backwards, upside down, fourth dimensional hypercubes. So he would definitely know that sort of thing. So if you go to the Star Wars CCG graded group on Facebook and ask him, he probably would have. Maybe I should have him do that sometime on YouTube. Just have him go over every set, kind of what he notices about him, because he probably has that all in his head somewhere. Nice minty beers again. More minty beers. All right, last 2 for the night, and then we'll call it good. Are these 2 more beers? Let's see. Oh, nice. Well, that's a nice way to end the night. I mean, that's pretty darn good too. You really can't complain about that. So we got a Gem Mint 10. Oh, a foil too, but it's got a foil line. Come on, why you gotta do that to me? See, look at that. So I really don't know what to think about that. Like, you get a Gem Mint 10, but it's a foil line. So how do you kind of like price that? Is it worth less or more than a PSA 9? Like, I would still think more. Honestly, the card looks gorgeous. Great centering, no edge wear, that sort of thing. The cards are always nice too. Yeah, we'll do a double header. It'd be like baseball, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. It's getting late here. Probably should catch some Z's. Don't fall behind on sleep. Then that's bad news bears when that happens. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, that sort of good thing. Just helps the channel grow. Algorithm, YouTube algorithm, that sort of stuff. Join the graded group on Star Wars CCG, and definitely tune in. I'll try to do it tomorrow, maybe around the same time, to finish this out. May the Force be with you. Hopefully you're doing all right during COVID, that sort of thing. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Honestly, that makes it a lot more fun that I'm not just, in my ton of PSA cases, just, going Scrooge McDuck into them. I'll hopefully be selling some of these soon on eBay or to some of you personally. So feel free to reach out if anything you see you like. And may the Force be with you all. Take care. Happy rest of the week.